The best thing about February, other than Valentine's Day, is the sweet deals you can find in fashion and style. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. Hi, welcome back to Salty at 60. My name is Lori, and what I have to share with you today is a wonderful sale that I stumbled upon at Loft, and I wanted to share it with you today and maybe give you some thoughts before we get into the clothing on what I found and why I think February is such a great time of year to find your bargains. It's true, February is one of the best times of the year to purchase things that might be missing in your closet, because it is the time of year where all of the fall and the winter stuff is being moved out. Everything's on clearance, and it's just a fabulous time to maybe fill those gaps in your wardrobe or pick up those pieces you have been eyeing but didn't want to spend the money. And I happened to be shopping, and I was shopping at Loft, and I came across a sales. At that time, it was 60% off. Today, it's 70% off. And so what I thought I would do is share with you some of the pieces that I picked up and why. Okay, first I have to say that I am not sponsored by Loft. I'm not sponsored by anybody. My channel is way too small for that, and you can help me grow the channel by, commenting on all of my content, and just talking back and forth with one another on what you like, what you don't like, and hit the subscribe and like button. So let's get into it. So when I came across the sale at Loft, I could not believe the bargains. Everything was 60% off, and so I picked up 5 items that I wanted to find, and which may seem like a lot, and in a way it is, because I really haven't bought winter clothing. I have a very good sweater collection in my closet. I probably have about at least 20 sweaters, and these are very high quality sweaters, except for a few of them, and most of them were purchased through Quince, and I love them. But here's what I found I was missing, and by dressing in this terribly cold weather, and that I found that first off, about 75% to 80% of my wardrobe, my sweater wardrobe, is all turtlenecks, and that's not always the easiest thing to style, not for the amount of turtlenecks I have, and I have a lot of neutrals. I purchased a lot of grays and creams and camels and just really basic sweaters with not any patterns to them. And I found that I got bored with it. I've had this collection for a couple of years now, and other than one striped sweater that I had in there really wasn't much to maybe spice up my outfits a little bit. So I said, that's what I want to look for and see what I can find. And I was astounded with what was still in stock. Now, I can't attest to, as of today, I purchased all of this about 8 or 9 days ago. And when I did go back on the website, I did see that it is now 70% off, where I purchased everything at 60% off. These sweaters are not going to be your top tier cashmere and top tier wool, but they're very nice. And I can attest to the quality of Loft because I've purchased other things from them, and they've really worked out well. They wore well. I have a green sweater that I adore, that I have worn for probably 5 years, washed and worn it at least once a week in the cold months, and it has held up fantastic. So don't, be discouraged because some particular sweaters might have a little bit of poly, a little bit of acrylic in them. A lot of them do have a little bit of wool on them, and some of them actually do have a lot of cotton in them. So let's take a look at the outfits and how I styled them. Okay, so I had to go get my glasses so I can see what I'm looking at here on screen to talk about these outfits. One thing I did not do is I did purchase unusual sweaters, something that had a pattern in it or a lot of texture, because that's what I was looking for. That's what I felt was lacking in my current wardrobe. So first up is this Fair Isle sweater. It has a chocolate brown in it. I have been eyeing these up. I have wanted one for so long, and as you can see, it's also ribbed, so that gives me more of that texture that I was looking for. And I also have a lot of blue in my closet, so the blue and the brown, it's a perfect combo. It's been one of my favorite combos. I've done a few videos on blue and brown that I will link to you below, as well as before. I should have made a note that all of these sweaters are linked below And this particular sweater was $74. I got it on sale for $24. And here I just paired it with these chocolate brown trousers that I had, and then some tan suede boots. But I wanted to show you this beautiful blue suede bag that I picked up from Amazon. It literally just came in. I love this bag. It is like the perfect size. Now it does come with like a shoulder strap, but I haven't messed with it enough to do that. But I've been wanting a beautiful blue suede bag for a very long time, and they were either always too small or they were just way larger than I needed. As a tall woman, I look better in a larger handbag. However, I have no need to carry a large handbag. Anyway, I think that this sweater is just gorgeous. It's very warm. And, you know, with a sweater like this, you don't have to do a lot of tweaking to style it, you know, like by adding a scarf or maybe even a tee underneath. It kind of speaks for itself with that design. Here is another look that I did with this sweater. I could wear this sweater in endless ways, but I just wanted to show you a couple ways that I've styled it. Here, I styled it with this beautiful little satin slip skirt. It's a midi skirt. And because of the brown in the sweater, I went ahead and paired this with my little Coach purse and my brown boots. I love these boots. They have a small heel, and I actually finally found that pair of wide foot boots that aren't wide in the calf. So I was really happy with this look. It's simple, it's clean, so easy to wear. And if you were a woman that had to leave the house and it's very cold where you live, you know, just get yourself some of those fleece lined, I don't know if they call them leggings or hosiery or what it's called, but they are great. I picked up a pair and have tried them just to see how they worked. I did not do that here because we're having a heat wave today. It was almost 40 degrees, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, let's look at the next outfit. Next up is this other blue sweater. I have a lot of blue, and I do love navy blue. What I liked about this sweater was it's really just a plain crew neck sweater. However, you'll see the sleeves, they're a little bit different here. The way they, you know, are a little puffed, and then how they come down. But this has little silver threaded stars all throughout it. And I just love that combination of blue, especially navy blue, with silver. So here I just had this on again with a simple pair of jeans. These are the Everlane jeans that I have been wearing on repeat. And you know, just kept the jewelry minimum, but you know, but everything was silver, and so I just thought it was really cute. And I used this bag that I had picked up from Old Navy. It is a faux suede bag. And again, I just had on these little boots, and again, faux suede. They are a brown as well. And I just think it's a good combination. So this is the second way that I styled this navy blue sweater. I went ahead and went with the silver by adding these silver slingback shoes that I have. They are a naturalizer, small heel. Love them. They're so pretty. And just did like a little tuck in the front. But again, you could just wear these with almost anything. And I just wanted to show you another way to style it. I failed to mention that blue sweater. That was originally a $70 sweater, and I got that one for $27. In this next look, I picked up what they called a speckled V-neck sweater. It is like a pale pink, and it has like burgundy and gray flecked all through the sweater. What I love about it is the texture. It has such a nice texture, and the sleeves are a little bit different. This is a more crop style than I normally like to wear. But I was just, you know, experimenting with some styles. I have a lot of high-waisted pants, and I said, well, maybe I should give this a go again because I have the high-waisted pants. And I just paired these with these Everlane jeans that I had gotten that, you know, I've been wearing on repeat. I love them. And paired it with a nice burgundy bag with a long shoulder strap here. And what's different for this outfit for me, other than the new sweater, is I have been wanting to try the pointy toe mule slides to see how I like them or how that might fit in my style. And because of that, I did not want to purchase an expensive leather pair. These are from Amazon, and they're very inexpensive. I can't remember what I paid for them. So I'll have a link below for you to see those as well as that blue suede purse that I showed you that I had purchased from them. That I highly recommend. The hardware on it is beautiful, and the suede and the zipper on it is outstanding. So you can check that out below as well. But again, overall, I really do love this sweater. Okay, this is just another way to style this speckled sweater. I put it with these burgundy pants that I got from Old Navy. They have pleats in them. They're just a nice casual look, and left the burgundy sneakers on. Okay, next up is this outfit that I have to say, out of all my outfits here today and my try-ons and my playing around with how to style them, I love this one the best. They called this a Spacedye sweater, and yes, it is a turtleneck, even though I have 100 of them. This is just a really chunky one, and then it's got this beautiful pattern with this pink and this like, you know, I don't know why they call it Spacedye. I have seen this before. In person, I fell in love with the texture of this sweater. I loved the way that it fit. And although it is another turtleneck, and you know, there I go again with the turtlenecks, I love this. And I also wanted to share with you that I picked up 2 pair of pants from TALBOTS, and those were very, very much reduced. I cannot remember the actual percentage, but they were initially over $100, and I purchased them for $28. Now that's what you call a bargain. These are Velveteen. They are a straight leg, not a slim leg. I just love these, and I have I'll show you the other pair that I bought, because I bought 2. I loved this cranberry red. I wish that I had more in the cranberry red than I do have, because according to like my coloring, which is supposed to be a soft summer, this is a color that's recommended for me, like a dark, you know, cranberry type color, but rather than a straight up red. Although I love red, but I will say I wear red more in the summer than I do in this time of year for cool weather dressing. And then here I just had, again, simple sneakers on, and because this bag can also be worn as a crossbody bag, and I just absolutely love that. And let me see what the Spacedye sweater was, the price on that. Okay, that was initially $80, and I got it for $22.40. So, I mean, you can't sometimes find things on Walmart at that price. So, beautiful, beautiful. And the pants for $28, it's a bargain. So next up is another sweater that is just loaded with texture. I thought this was really kind of cute and unusual. And again, it's more of that little cropped length on me, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I'm always so self-conscious to draw any attention to my waist area, mostly my lower belly. But I wish you could touch this up close. It has such a beautiful texture to it, and it's this bright teal with it. I just thought it was just gorgeous. And I'm also curious to know, like, I have these beautiful teal pants. They were the other Talbot pants that I picked up for $28 in this Velveteen. I'm just curious, do you wear Velveteen? I know I wear a lot of velvet, way more than I ever did in my life before, because I find it so comfortable and warm. And this is, you know, the Velveteen, if you're not familiar, is sort of just like a brushed cotton. And it's just a beautiful, rich color. And although I wear a lot of wide legs and straight legs, I don't mind this straight leg fit so much. I think it's just more classic. I know one thing that I have purchased before that I did not like. I do like a wide leg, but I don't like the real wide leg ones. I still want to be able to see the form somewhere in the clothing. But I was just curious, you know, whether or not you are someone else who likes to wear Velveteen, or if you've never worn Velveteen. If you've not ever worn it, I do highly recommend it, because the colors in them can be so rich. And you can get them in colors like gray and black and off-white, so they can mix a lot. You don't have to go for bright colors like I did. This leopard sweater was initially, what was it initially? Let me see. It was initially $74. I got it for $24, another really great bargain. And I am loving that this teal is coming back a little bit. You know, blue has been forecasted to be very big this year, and I already have a lot of blue in my closet. There's sort of that electric blue that's very in right now. I've seen some very bright royal blues. And of course, the light blues are very popular again. But I love this teal color. It fits my coloring really nicely. And I'm just curious to know or not whether that's a color that you have ever worn before or would consider playing in. And anyway, just another really great bargain. So I absolutely do, encourage people to shop in February to find those bargains, because although people get excited about the holiday sales and like right after Christmas sales, the prices get even better when it gets to be about February, because people are trying to clear out their inventory that they still did not sell throughout the year. So my only caution will be to buy things that you truly want to bring into your closet, that you have a reason for buying them, that you're not just going on there and buying just because of the cost. But, like with the Talbot pants, they are just a great brand. They make everything so quality. At least everything I've ever bought from Talbot's has been high quality. And, you can't beat $28 for these Velveteen pants that I picked up. And, but then I stopped at this because there's nothing else that I really need for my winter. And I know a lot of us are already looking at spring clothing. However, even at Loft, in that huge clearance sale, I did find some very spring-like tops, and I'll pop those up here for you to see. So me shopping in February has sort of become a tradition, because I discovered several years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, that if you wait until February, especially like the second or third week of February, you can get some fabulous bargains, and it's a great way to refresh your wardrobe for the following seasons. I mean, I may get to wear some of these sweaters if it goes back to being really, really cold, or we have a long spring. We have cold springs here. I'll be wearing them quite a bit for the next couple months. If not, you just box them up and put them away with your heavy winter clothing, and then they come out the following season and they're brand new. And this is really important. If you are buying things for building your own personal style and buying things that really fit, your coloring, it's not a matter of will that be on trend the following year. It doesn't need to be on trend. You're going to be able to wear them for going forward in your closet. So thank you for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.